Disney's official UK site accidentally leaked the release date for She-Hulk. Although it's already been deleted, the release date will apparently be on Wednesday, August 17th of this year. They also had a synopsis for the show, which said this new comedy series sees Bruce Banner help his cousin Jennifer Walters when she needs an emergency blood transfusion. And guess what? She receives his powers too. Tatiana Maslany will play Jennifer, who is a lawyer specializing in superhuman-oriented legal cases. Mark Ruffalo is back as the Hulk, alongside Tim Roth, who plays the Abomination. And this is nothing out of the ordinary. We've known ever since the release date for Ms. Marvel was announced that She-Hulk would come out sometime after it. And following the normal MCU timeframe between shows, we knew that we'd have to wait about a month after Ms. Marvel ends on July 13th before the next show comes out. And while we know that What If Season 2 is coming out this year, we assumed, and it was almost guaranteed, that She-Hulk would come out first. Now as for how Jennifer gets her powers and becomes She-Hulk in the show, it's almost identical to the comics. In the comics, Walters is shot and needs an emergency blood transfusion from Bruce Banner, which gives her powers. We don't yet know if she'll need a transfusion for the same reason in the show, but at least the idea of needing an emergency blood transfusion is there. And so whether it's a car crash or a mugging or whatever the case ends up being, it doesn't really change anything. I think the most interesting part of the show that hasn't been revealed yet though is how Titania and whatever other possible villains that will appear will play into the overall story in the show, with it being more of a comedy. We know that Titania will be the main villain, but that could lead in countless different directions and introduce a ton of other characters, like for example, the Grapplers, the wrestling team Titania was a part of, which included Screaming Mimi, Thena, and Pound Cakes. And if the team or the show follows the comics, it could connect to the Fantastic Four and the Thing, as they were originally introduced in the Adventures of the Thing in 1979. And while there's no chance that the Thing appears in She-Hulk, as the Fantastic Four haven't made their MCU debut yet, and if we were going to see them in an upcoming project before the MCU's Fantastic Four reboot, it'd most likely be in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, it is still definitely possible that some connections are made to start setting up the characters and fleshing out that part of the universe. We could also see the Absorbing Man, as he's a major Hulk villain and is married to the second person to go by the name of Titania. So that of course depends on which version of the villainess we see in the show, but it could also even be a combination of both. Other characters that we could see are Wong, as he had that weird, still unexplained relationship with Abomination in Shang-Chi, and also Daredevil, as he too is a lawyer, and in the comics has had a relationship with Jennifer. However, I don't think that Daredevil will appear in the show either, and instead, it seems like Marvel Studios is saving him for the Echo Disney Plus show, which will eventually flesh out the Defenders and all those characters that we currently associate with Netflix's Marvel shows. It's also heavily rumored that She-Hulk will introduce Hulk's son Scar, and also set up the World War Hulk film. Now if this film is going to be set up anywhere, it's in She-Hulk. It just makes the most sense, and it's really the only project that the Hulk has been a major part of other than the Avengers films and Thor Ragnarok. But again, with it being more comedic and grounded in nature, I don't exactly see how they could set up something as big as World War Hulk, unless Scar just appears out of nowhere and tells Bruce that Sakaar has been destroyed, and the show just ends with Professor Hulk hulking out and becoming Worldbreaker Hulk. But we'll have to wait and see to know for sure. And thankfully, the show is incredibly close to coming out. So let me know what you guys think about all this. Which other characters would you like to see in She-Hulk? Do you think the show will have any connection to the Fantastic Four or Daredevil? And how do you think that World War Hulk will be set up? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you'll never miss another video. Thanks for watching, and remember to wash your hands and stay safe.